Hi there, I'm Dr. Jennifer Wisdom, and I am delighted to talk with you about multi-generational issues and workplace communication. So I bet you know if you're a Gen Xer, if you're a baby boomer or millennial, maybe you're a traditionalist, who's one of the oldest groups that are currently in our workplaces, or maybe you're a Generation Z, which is the youngest group that's in our workplace. We are in a fantastic time on the planet right now where we have 5 generations in the same workplace. And while this brings amazing diversity of experience and perspective and technological savvy, it also brings a lot of diversity related to how we communicate, including what we value in the workplace and how we get things done. And that can create a lot of conflict. So I know that there are a lot of negative things out there that people say about millennials, that people say about baby boomers and so on. As a Generation X person myself, I feel like I'm in the middle between these two groups, and I have a perspective that is a little unique around what these groups provide, as well as the shortcomings and strengths of my own generation, the Gen Xers. In this presentation, I will talk about what these different generations are, how old people are in different generations, what the important aspects were around their coming of age that affected how they see the world, and what the workplace implications are. So for example, millennials currently in 2021 are about 20 to 40 years old. These are folks that came of age in their teenage and early 20s years with 9/11. And that impacted an enormous amount of how they see the world. Right after 9/11, a few years later, we had the Great Recession. So these are folks that really have had to have a lot of resilience. They are seen as having a lot of community service and social awareness. They're also seen as being a little bit more impatient than many of the other groups. They want things immediately. They have confidence. They are diverse and they expect diversity, which is a big difference from some of the earlier generations. And these folks came of age, the millennials came of age with the major technology of Google and Facebook, which of course has changed the way we communicate in the workplace and in the world. So how do these aspects of millennials affect the workplace? Well, millennials, unlike baby boomers and traditionalists, two of the older groups, they don't have this sense that older people should get a lot of deference to their opinions. They feel like respect should be earned. And you can see how that sets us up for a little bit of challenge right there with how we communicate in the workplace. Millennials don't care how long you've been there. You need to show me what you're doing now. And that sets up for a lot of challenge. That can make the baby boomers and traditionalists feel pretty offended if the millennials aren't respecting their experience right off the bat. Millennials are very focused on social causes. So they'll ask why a lot more, and they'll ask how this is helping the environment, how this is helping the world, which is not questions that traditionalists and baby boomers generally ask themselves in the workplace, or traditionally have asked themselves. Millennials are very goal and achievement oriented based on their experiences and how they grew up with us Gen Xers and baby boomers as their parents. So this has led some people, baby boomers and Gen Xers, to tease them or say that they want a sticker for everything, they want a trophy for everything. That may be that they want that achievement orientation. They want to be recognized and they want to be valued in a way that's different than older generations did. And finally, millennials have a very different sense of workplace loyalty than baby boomers and traditionalists, and to some extent than Gen X as well, because they see the workplace as a different kind of exchange. Baby boomers came of age in a workplace where there was a defined benefit. They got a pension at the end of their 40 years and the companies took care of them. Millennials, on the other hand, have seen their parents getting laid off in the Great Recession. They graduated with a 4-year degree and can't find a job, or they could only find a job working as a barista. And they are not as loyal to organizations. They're looking for what's next, how can I learn? They also tend to have student loans and side hustles, so that may make them be seen as less loyal to the workplace. But all is not lost. There's a lot of ways to work with millennials and to be able to move things forward. In my presentation, I'll talk about traditionalists, baby boomers, Gen Xers, millennials, and the very new Generation Z, the oldest of whom are about 22 right now, and how these different groups have these different perspectives and how they can best get along and be effective in the workplace. And if you're not sure how important this is, I will remind you that millennials are going to be about 75% of the workplace by 2025. So this isn't an option for us. This is really important for us to support millennials, help them as they move, and help the senior people in the workplace share their knowledge and experience so that the junior people can keep up the good work that the senior people got started and gave their lives at the organizations for. So I'm Jennifer Wisdom, and I would love to talk with you about multi-generational communication and the workplace. Thank you.